Welcome back in. Well, as you guys can see, we are joined by some very special guests in the studio right now. It gives me great pleasure to introduce you guys to the Pleasant Grove football team, and representing the Eagles. We'll start off over here, quarterback Cole Davis. A little banged up, but he's still here. Respect that. And next to him, we got lineman Muhammad Othman, who is here. Nice hair. Love it, Mo. Good deal. And on the other side, the man, the mastermind behind everything, the head coach, my former high school football coach, the one, the only, Josh Crabtree.
Thank you very much for having us.
Sorry about that.
I'm a patient man.
You know, I'm here to teach people patience. It's a virtue. So anyway, thank you guys so much for spending your Sunday here with us, especially on this holiday weekend. It's great to have you.
Awesome. Appreciate you having us.
Well, first things first, let's just talk about the turnaround. There's nothing more that we love in sports than just seeing dramatic turnarounds with programs and with seasons. You guys went from winning one game last year to already doubling that win total in the first two games of this season. I guess my first question to you, whoever wants to take it, what do you attribute the turnaround and the success of the program thus far to?
Well, I'll hop on it. These guys can hop in here in a second, but I'll give you two huge reasons for the turnaround right here. Starting off with kids like Cole and Mo is a huge advantage. When you come into a new place, you don't know what you're going to find when you get there. And the greatest natural resource we have at Pleasant Grove is our kids and our community. And there were some things that we needed to fix, obviously, and last year you may not have been able to see what was happening behind the scenes with a 1-9 record. That's tough, but this is all a credit to the young men in our program, and Cole and Mo are two great examples of those kids. They bought in, they've worked hard. Even, we live in a world that has scoreboards and Sunday night TV shows that broadcast highlights, and last year sometimes we tried to kind of avert our eyes a little bit, but they kept working, and I'm just so happy that they've had a little bit of validation for all the work that they've done. So it starts with those guys over there.
Now, Colmo, talk to me a little bit about what this summer looked like, this offseason looked like, growing from last season to now this 2-0 start. Like, I imagine, despite what happened last year, the team obviously has been working hard to get off to this good start. But what was different this summer and this offseason that prepared you guys for this great start?
This last offseason, I would say, is the big mentality change in our team. The kids on our team, they wanted to get better, wanted to work. Everybody would show up every day, ready to work, ready to go. Compared to last season, everything is just totally different this year.
Yeah, no doubt, 100%. I mean, I think we're more of a team now. I mean, we're a brotherhood, right? Nobody wants to see anybody down, right? No matter what. I mean, the summer we turned it up a notch, right? I mean, last year it was a little sloppier than usual, and this year I think we were on point. I mean, we grew. Like, as a brotherhood, we had to earn that trust with each other, right? So if we went out, we would, invite everybody. We would all be together. And then our practices were locked in. Nobody was late. Nobody, we would stay after, stuff like that.
You talked about the brotherhood and staying tight with one another. I want to address something right now. As you guys can see from Cole right now, his right arm is in a sling. He hurt his collarbone in Friday night's game. But Cole, I understand you were in the hospital till around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then you were with your team just a few hours later than that. Can you just describe the strength and mental fortitude that you have? Not just your physical strength, but mental strength behind that.
Yeah, so I was in the hospital till about 2:33 in the morning. It was probably one of the worst nights I've ever had in my life because I knew I couldn't be out there with my brothers finishing the game on the field. And knowing that I had to leave them, it was not something that I was very happy about and wanted to do. And waking up early the next morning, even though I got home late late from the hospital, I knew I had to be there with my brothers. I knew it was something that I had to do to show them that I'm not going to give up on this team, that I'm still going to be a big part of this team, and I'm going to help out as much as I can, even though I can't do much.
Coach, can you tell us a little bit about the resiliency of this team, not just with Cole battling through the injury like he's battling through, but for them to go through what they had last season, to start 2-0, to battle through not just the physical battles, but the mental battles with that? I imagine you're not just training football players, you're training young men. So to see them pull that off, I imagine is pretty rewarding.
Absolutely. And, Cole showing up 4 hours off of a hospital trip's a great example of the kind of selfless leadership we're trying to build in these kids. And, you know, one of the cheesy cliches I throw out to the kids all the time is obstacles are nothing more than opportunities. And, you know, these kids, it wasn't fun last year for a lot of these kids. And you show up on Monday morning and all the kids who didn't choose to play football have a million questions for you. What happened? It's such a hard thing to publicly struggle. I mean, so many things we do in life, there aren't scoreboards, there aren't stories the next day about what happened. And these kids stood up, they kept their heads up, and they kept fighting. And one of the things that I always tell people is that, you know, the resiliency that these kids have shown just make us as coaches that much more invested in seeing them be successful. And to watch kids start to believe in not only themselves but one another is the most rewarding thing you can have as a coach. And you know, we have another obstacle that we need to overcome with Cole's injury, but I believe in our team, and, you know, I know he does too, and that's a powerful, powerful force, and that's why it's such a good time. There's so much positive energy around our program right now.
As you guys look ahead to the rest of the season, are there any goals or objectives or anything that you guys set out in the beginning of the season that you're hoping to accomplish throughout this year?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to finish with a winning record. I have no doubt in that. And we're going to week 11, and that's 100%. I have no doubt in my team, and we're going to bounce out of what we're in right now, and we will be there week 11, 100%.
Well, you proclaimed it, Mo, so who am I to say it's not going to happen? Good luck saying he's not.
Yeah, I know, right?
Look him in the eye and tell him he's not. I'm going that way. Well, Coach, guys, whoever wants to take this, tell us a little bit about what Pleasant Grove football is all about, right? What is the atmosphere like at an Eagles home game? Like, how would you describe Pleasant Grove football, the environment, the team, the brand? Like, what is Eagle football like?
You guys want me to take this one? All right. So we have an incredible student section called The Flock. And last year they stuck with us, even though things were a little bit lean. And our first home game, I mean, it was packed. It was wall-to-wall people. And obviously it was an exciting game against Christian Brothers. And I fully expect The Flock to show up in full force this Friday. And, you know, the DNA of our football team is something that I think our community wants to embrace. Tough, smart, unselfish football players who are going to go out and fight for each other as much as they fight for themselves.
Well, that's good. I know anything about Coach Crabtree is he can definitely get people ready. In case I haven't said it yet, he was my former high school football coach.
And on to that point, like, we can't go any further without knowing what Kevin John was like as a football player. So
producers are telling me that's all the time we have.
Hold nothing back.
Oh man, we're going back to the 1900s talking about this almost.
Wow.
1940.
But,
wow. Interesting.
Mr. Kevin here and myself both graduated from the distinguished institution called Bear Creek High School, and I know what you're doing right now, and I can assure you I will not violate that trust. This was a young man with all of the energy, and he was a pure joy to have around. So you ain't going to get me on that one, buddy.
That was boring.
You hear that, Matt? You hear that, Matt? Clearly, this is not about me, but to Coach Crabtree, it's been a blessing just watching you prosper over the last couple of years, from school administrator to head coach to everything that you've been doing, family man. You know, not only were you an incredible coach to me, but you're an incredible person as well.
I appreciate
These kids see it right now, so continue being the phenomenal dude you are.
And I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. We appreciate you guys.
Thank
you. And once again, you can check them out Friday against Laguna Creek.